Welcome to Class 9 Biology. In this module, we will be talking about diffusion, a kind of passive transport. Welcome to Biology classes of Class 9 to the first chapter Cell. Here in this module, we will be talking about how substances move across a plasma membrane. Earlier, we have talked about active transport, which is a method of transport across the plasma membrane where the cell uses its energy to transport substances in and out of the cell. In this module, we will be talking about how substances move by passive transport. Now, let us understand what is passive transport. Now, passive transport is a method of transport via the plasma membrane where the cell does not use its energy to transport the substances. The substances which have to move in and out of the cell move by the energy of the particles themselves. As we know that particles possess kinetic energy of their own, so the particles which have to move inside and outside the cell move by their own kinetic energies. Now let us discuss the types of passive transport. There are two types of passive transport, osmosis and diffusion. Now let's first understand what is diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of particles from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration by the use of kinetic energy of the particles. That means the particles will move by themselves from an area of high density to an area of low density. Now here I am discussing a few examples of diffusion that we observe in everyday life. For example, with the spreading of the perfume particles. Once a person sprays perfume, everyone else in the room can smell it. Similarly, when mother cooks food in the kitchen, the aroma of the food spreads everywhere in the house. We can know what's cooking in the kitchen. Similarly, when we pray in the morning, the perfume of the agarbatti spreads to every corner of the house. When we add sugar or salt to our glass of milk or for making lemonade, then the sugar and the salt dissolves in water. This is again an example of diffusion. The particles of sugar and salt spread evenly in the liquid in which they have been dissolved. So this spreading of particles is diffusion. Now one thing that we have to understand over here and remember is that diffusion occurs in all the three states of matter. That is, it occurs in solid, liquids and now let us see what are the applications of diffusion in the living world. That means what is the role of diffusion in a living cell. Now the first important role of diffusion in plant is that plants exchange gases through stomata by diffusion. As you all know, children, that carbon dioxide is required by plants for the process of photosynthesis. This CO2 enters the plant body through stomata by diffusion. Similarly, plants also respire like us. Now, the respiratory byproduct, that means the gas which is released after respiration, is carbon dioxide. In the plants also, this CO2 leaves the cells by diffusion, even in our body. Even in animals, in fact, in all living organisms, oxygen which is required by the cell for respiration enters the cell by diffusion, and similarly the waste product of respiration, that is carbon dioxide, leaves the cell, that is goes out of the cell by diffusion. Similarly, living organisms need nutrients for survival. The food that we take releases nutrients after digestion. Now these digested nutrients which are released in our small intestine are absorbed by the blood and are transported to the cells by the blood. Now these nutrients enter our cells by diffusion. From blood into the cell, the nutrient reaches by diffusion. Similarly, whenever our cells have to absorb water, this movement of water in and out of the cell also takes place by diffusion. Osmosis is a type of diffusion of water. So water moves in by osmosis, which is actually diffusion of water. In short, we can say that almost everything goes in and out of a cell by diffusion. For diffusion to happen, the most important requirement is that there should be a concentration difference of the substance in and out of the cell. That means the substance that has to go into the cell has to be more in concentration outside the cell than inside the cell. Now when this happens, the substance will move in. Similarly, if a substance has to move outside the cell, the concentration of the substance has to be more inside the cell. Only then the substance will move out, because we know that diffusion can happen only from a higher concentration to lower concentration. Now let us understand this by another example which we are going to discuss now. Now let us take a simple example of respiration, how gases move in and out of a cell in case of respiration. We must understand here that in respiration, oxygen is taken into a cell and carbon dioxide is released out of a cell. रेस्पिरेशन में ऑक्सीजन किसी भी सेल द्वारा लिया जाता है एनवायरनमेंट से, और रेस्पिरेशन जब हो जाता है तो वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट के फॉर्म में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस सेल से बाहर निकलता है. ये कैसे होता है डिफ्यूजन के द्वारा, अब हम ये देखेंगे. नाउ हियर इन द डायग्राम आई हैव ड्रॉन अ सेल which has less concentration of oxygen as compared to the environment. Here you can see there are more blue dots which are indicating higher concentration of oxygen in the environment. Now the area outside the cell is the area of environment. Alright, so in the environment we have more oxygen concentration because we have more density of O2 molecules in the environment. Similarly, we have less density of O2 molecules inside the cell. So we can say that inside the cell the concentration of O2 is less as compared to the environment. Now by the kinetic energy of the O2 molecules, the O2 molecules will diffuse from the environment into the cell. Here you can see in the diagram this has been indicated with the help of the arrow marks which are indicating how the O2 molecules are moving into the cell. This is happening by diffusion. Here the cell is not utilizing its own energy to pull the O2 molecules. So diffusion is definitely a passive transport. Here the oxygen has moved into the cell by diffusion. Now let us see after respiration what happens inside the cell, how CO2 moves outside the cell. Now after respiration, the concentration of CO2 molecule increases inside the cell, because as the oxygen keeps moving in for respiration, CO2 keeps on getting formed inside the cell by the process of aerobic respiration, as we have studied it in lower classes, and slowly the surrounding area of the cell, which is the environment, has less CO2 concentration as compared to the inside environment of the cell. That means inside the cell we have more concentration of CO2 as compared to the environment outside the cell. So by the rule of diffusion, the particles of CO2, that is the CO2 molecules, will move out of the cell by kinetic energy, and this movement of CO2 outside the cell is also an example of diffusion. Here, since the concentration of CO2 was less outside the cell, hence automatically by the kinetic energy of the CO2 molecules itself, the CO2 has moved out. So in this way we can see how gases are exchanged in and out of the. Thank you for watching.